So today I'm going to install this. This is a propane leak detector, and they also make propane and CO2 leak detectors. I'm not sure about how good those are, because if you look at a propane detector, they have to be mounted low. I think it's 4 to 12 inches from the ground, or 4 to 22. It's really low to the ground. It needs to be mounted because propane floats to the ground. And a CO2 detector needs to be mounted higher. So I don't know how a all-in-one device can handle that, since they have to be mounted at different heights. That's why I'm mounting a propane leak detector. So let's get this thing mounted. So this is my current propane leak detector. The problem I'm having is it gets set off whenever there's a lot of moisture in the air. You know, the heater is blowing right on it, and I'm talking like maybe 20 inches away from this is the heater blowing on it. The bathroom is about 18 inches away. So the problem I'm having is these things sometimes get set off by moisture, and it's being set off because it's so close to the heat source and the bathroom. I mean, it's right there next to them. So I'm going to move it from over here to over here. Now what this is going to do is the heater's not blowing straight on it over here. It's still not going to be blocked by anything. There's a trash can that goes here, but it's not going to be blocking the device. So it's still going to work properly. And I'll mount it the same height. I'll mount it at a lower height. That way it does its job. It's just the heater's not going to blow directly on it. The bathroom humidity is not going to be directly on it. And this should stop this thing from prematurely going on and off on me. It's really annoying right now, because anytime, you know, people take a shower, it makes it go off. So really annoying. So let's get it mounted. Okay, so I got a hole drilled. I'm about maybe 11 inches off the ground. So in my thought process, I want to be a little bit lower than the children's beds. That's my thought process on it. Kind of makes sense to me. And then I'll just snake this in there. And we will make the spots for the mounts. One there. I mean, you can technically go 22 inches high, but my thought is if I am just below the children's beds, then I feel like I'm doing the right thing. There's one spot, and let's get the other one. Now let's hook the other end up to the old connection. So here is the old one. And I know this can kind of feel overwhelming sometimes, but just remember, you're just replacing these two, black and red, with your new black and red. Now remember, I had the fuses off, so you need the fuse off to do this, just to make sure you don't blow a fuse, really. So that's the connections, and let's check and see if it works. Okay, so I got the fuse back in there, and we got power to it. So let's let it flash a little bit. So I have it set up. First, it's gonna blink like this, and it's gonna say the 2 dashes on mine means initializing. Once it's done initializing and reading the sensor, it'll tell you how many parts per million propane is in the air, or whatever badness is in the air. And we're at 1.5 parts per million, which is perfect. Now, with this new location, the moisture out of the bathroom is not going to set this thing off, and the heater blowing dirt and dust on it isn't going to set it off. So it's a perfect location. It's still, you know, my children's bed height is right here, so it's just below the children's bed height. I think this will be a great location, and because it's away from the humidity of the bathroom, it's not going to give me false alarms anymore. So if you have problems with these things giving you false alarms, you may need to relocate it. But again, make sure it's within the zone that you're supposed to mount it on. One more thing I wanted to show you. It's still dropping down, so it is it's already at 0.7, so I'm saying this is looking really good. Final numbers are 0.0, so it's working. Now we're going to run the heater for a while and see if it goes up a little bit. Okay, so I've been running the heater for about an hour and a half now, and it's still 0.0, so this is a great fix. So if you have an alarm that's going off because of humidity being by a bathroom, or the heater is blowing right on it, making this thing go off, just move it a little bit away from one of those sources, but keep it within the height zone that it's supposed to be mounted at.